aliens disclosure. UFO 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 aliens disclosure. Let's go.
Hey everyone, UFOs, they're everywhere these days, right? I mean, from news headlines to even Congress. It feels like we can't escape them.
You're not wrong. It's definitely moved from the fringes into the mainstream.
And for good reason, right? I mean, there's some seriously compelling stuff out there.
For sure. Like, what's really got me hooked is all these declassified documents coming out about military encounters.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today, right? We've got these files from the CIA and the National Archives, and they're shedding new light on some historical UFO sightings. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, some of this stuff was dismissed as like fringe theories for years. Now it's like, wait a minute.
Right, like what were we missing? Yeah. So that's our mission today, right? Yeah. We're going to unpack these documents and see if we can't separate fact from fiction.
Exactly. And you know what else is interesting? The Pentagon is actually taking this stuff seriously now. They even created this whole task force called AARO, the All-domain Anomaly Resolution Office. They're analyzing all these unexplained encounters, especially the ones near military bases and nuclear facilities. Yeah. Which is kind of spooky when you think about it.
It is spooky. I mean, it makes you wonder what they're so worried about, right? Like, are we talking about a potential threat here?
But that's the thing they're trying to figure out. I mean, AARO's whole mission is to assess the security implications of what they're calling UAPs.
UAPs.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon. It's the official term for UFOs now.
Oh, right. So they're not just like curiosities anymore. They're being seen as a potential threat.
Right. I mean, if you have objects of unknown origin flying around your airspace and especially snooping around sensitive sites, you kind of have to take that seriously.
No, yeah, totally. Okay, so let's get into some specifics here. One of the cases that really stands out to me is that 2004 USS Nimitz incident, the Tic Tac shaped object.
The Nimitz case, yeah, that one's a classic. Navy pilot commander David Fravor encounters this Tic Tac shaped thing hovering over the water. And this guy's a highly experienced pilot, right? He knows what he's looking at.
Yeah, and it's not like some blurry photo or something. There's actual radar data and multiple witnesses.
Exactly. And they're all describing this object performing maneuvers that like defy physics.
Uh-oh.
Accelerating at incredible speeds, changing direction instantly.
It's just nuts. Like, what kind of technology could even do that?
That's the million-dollar question. Some theories suggest advanced extraterrestrial tech propulsion systems we haven't even dreamed up yet.
It's got to be something like that, right? I mean, no human-made aircraft can move like that.
Well, there's always the possibility of some super secret government project, too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like mind-bogglingly advanced.
For sure. But here's the thing, the Nimitz isn't an isolated incident either.
Oh, really? So there have been other encounters like this?
Oh, yeah. Tons. The military's been tracking these things for decades, going all the way back to Project Blue Book in the 50s and 60s.
Project Blue Book. Remind me what that was.
That was the Air Force's program. To investigate UFO sightings, they collected over 12,000 reports.
Wow, 12,000. And did they ever figure out what they were?
Most of them they could explain away, but a small percentage remained total mysteries.
So even back then, they knew something strange was going on.
Yeah, they knew something was up, for sure. And here's where it gets even weirder. A lot of those historical UFO sightings happen around nuclear facilities and testing sites.
No way. Really? Like the objects were interested in our nukes?
Yeah, it's a pattern that's been confirmed by the Pentagon.
That is so creepy. Like, what are they doing there? Monitoring our activities? Or are they worried about what we're doing with all that nuclear power?
Honestly, no one knows. But it's a pretty unsettling thought, right? Like, something out there is watching us.
It is unsettling. And what's crazy is that all this stuff, the declassified documents, the ongoing encounters, it's actually changed how the military deals with this whole thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, in the past, pilots were afraid to report UFO sightings, worried they'd be ridiculed or grounded.
Yeah, I can imagine. But it sounds like things are changing now.
They are. Now there's a real push to encourage reporting.
That's gotta be good, right? The more data we have, the better we can understand what we're dealing with.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe someday we'll finally get some answers.
I hope so. This is fascinating stuff, but it definitely leaves you with more questions than answers.
That's the nature of the beast, I guess. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know.
Well, on that note, let's take a quick break, and then we'll dive into the even weirder world of USO's unidentified submerged objects. Stay tuned.
Think you know everything about UFOs and aliens? Think again. On UFO Deep Dive, we unravel myths, challenge assumptions, and dig deep into the mysteries that continue to baffle experts and skeptics alike. With each episode, you'll uncover secrets hiding in plain sight. Join us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and let's go beyond the headlines into the truth.
Have you ever had a close encounter or just wondered what's really out there? UFO Deep Dive is for anyone who's ever felt a brush with the unknown. Join us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as we uncover stories of real encounters, bizarre phenomena, and the hidden side of the universe.
From Area 51 to modern sightings, aliens are all over pop culture. But what's real and what's fiction? On UFO Deep Dive, we separate fact from fantasy, exploring everything from ancient myths to today's conspiracy theories. Listen now on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and decide for yourself.
So we've been talking about all this crazy stuff happening up in the air, but get this. It's not just limited to our skies.
Oh, no. It goes much deeper than that.
Yeah, we're talking about underwater mysteries now. USO's unidentified submerged objects.
It's like the ocean is just as full of secrets as space.
And maybe even more so, right? I mean, we've explored so little of the ocean depths.
Exactly. It's this vast, unexplored frontier right here on our own planet.
And some of the stories about USOs are just as wild as the UFO stuff.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about objects that move faster and more erratically than anything we could ever build.
And they've been sighted by, like, Navy ships and submarines. Right, like, these aren't just some random fishing boats.
Right. These are trained observers with sophisticated equipment, and they're seeing things that just shouldn't be possible.
It's like our technology is being completely outclassed down there.
Well, some Navy officials have even gone on record saying that USOs are a potential security threat.
Oh, wow, really? So it's being taken seriously at the highest levels.
It has to be. If you have unknown objects with unknown capabilities operating in your waters,
Yeah.
you got to figure out what's going on.
No, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what are some of the most compelling USO cases?
Well, one that really sticks out is a 2019 USS Omaha incident. The Pentagon actually released footage of this spherical object being tracked by the Omaha sonar.
Well, wait, they released actual footage?
Yeah. And it's pretty wild. The object is moving super erratically underwater, and then it just transitions out of the water and into the air.
No way, like it flew out of the ocean.
It did. It's what they call cross-domain movement, the ability to move seamlessly between air and water. It's something we just haven't figured out how to do.
That's insane. I mean, what could even do that? It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It is. It really makes you question what's technologically possible.
Okay, so we've got this object that can defy physics move between air and water. I mean, what are the theories here? What could these things be?
Well, there are a few main camps. Some people think they could be advanced drones, maybe from some foreign power with super secret tech.
Okay, so like a super advanced submarine drone that can also fly.
Yeah, something like that. But even then, the level of technology would have to be incredible.
Right. What else?
Well, then there's the extraterrestrial hypothesis.
Aliens. Okay, I was waiting for that one.
It's hard to ignore the possibility, right? I mean, if we're already talking about objects that break the laws of physics, why not aliens?
True. But then wouldn't they have made contact by now? Like, why just zoom around underwater and then disappear?
That's the big question, isn't it? Maybe they're just observing us studying our oceans, or who knows, maybe they have underwater bases down there.
Underwater alien bases. Now that's a thought.
It's fun to speculate, right?
Yeah.
But there is another theory that's maybe a little less out there.
Okay, I'm listening.
What if some of these USOs aren't machines at all? What if they're actually biological?
You mean like giant sea monsters or something?
Not necessarily monsters, but maybe some kind of undiscovered deep-sea creature that's just incredibly advanced in ways we don't understand.
That's interesting. I mean, the ocean is so vast and unexplored, there could be all sorts of crazy creatures down there.
Yeah, exactly. We're constantly discovering new species, so it's not totally out of the realm of possibility.
Okay, so we've got advanced drones, aliens, giant sea creatures. What else? Is that all the theories?
Well, there's one more thing we should talk about. The the whole phenomenon of fast movers.
Fast movers.
Yeah, these are reports from submarine sonar operators who've tracked objects moving at incredible speeds, like way faster than any submarine.
Hold on, so you're saying there are things down there that can outswim our most advanced subs?
That's what the reports say. And these aren't rookies either. These are experienced sonar operators who know what they're doing.
That's just nuts. It's like there's a whole other civilization down there that's way ahead of us technologically.
It's possible. Or maybe it's something we can't even comprehend yet.
Right. Okay, so we've got super fast underwater objects, but it gets even weirder, right? There are those strange sounds that have been picked up underwater.
Oh yeah, the sonar anomalies, things like the bloop.
The bloop, that was that super loud sound they recorded back in the 90s, right?
Yeah, it was this ultra low frequency sound picked up by hydrophones all over the Pacific Ocean.
And no one knows what caused it.
Nope. There have been all sorts of theories, giant sea creatures collapsing ice shelves, underwater volcanoes, but nothing really fits.
So it's just this giant mystery sound echoing through the ocean.
Pretty much. And the bloop is just one example. There have been tons of other weird underwater sounds that no one can explain.
Okay, so we've got fast-moving objects, strange sounds, and the possibility of underwater alien bases. I mean, it's like the ocean is just as full of mysteries as outer space.
Maybe even more so. It's a reminder that we've only explored a tiny fraction of our own planet.
And who knows what else is out there waiting to be discovered.
Exactly, and that's what makes this whole topic so exciting. It's a reminder that there's still so much we don't know about our world.
It's like the more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know.
Exactly. And that's a good thing, right? It means there's always more to explore.
I guess so, but it's also kind of scary, right? Like, what if there are things down there that we're not ready to encounter?
That's always a possibility, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think the potential for discovery outweighs the risks.
I hope you're right. This whole USO thing, it's fascinating, but it definitely makes you think twice about going for a swim in the ocean.
Yeah, maybe stick to the shallow end for now.
Good advice. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from UFOs to USOs, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by all the mysteries.
It's a lot to take in, for sure. But it's important to remember that we're just at the beginning of this journey of understanding.
You're right. And who knows what the future holds? Maybe someday we'll have all the answers. Or maybe the mysteries will just keep getting deeper.
Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this is an exciting time to be exploring the unknown.
Well said. And on that note, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of UFOs and USOs. Keep your eyes on the skies, and remember, there might be more to this world than meets the eye.
I know, right? It's like, it's exciting, but it also kind of freaks you out a little bit.
I get it. It's like, it makes you realize how much we don't know about our own planet, let alone the universe. I mean, for years, we kind of dismissed all this UFO and USO stuff as like fantasy or conspiracy theories.
Right. But now, it's like the evidence is piling up. The
Yeah.
government's taking it seriously. We're starting to realize that maybe we're not alone, or at least that there's technology out there that's way beyond anything we can imagine.
It's a real game changer, right? Like, it makes you question everything you thought you knew about the world.
Absolutely. And that's what I find so fascinating about all this. It forces us to think outside the box, to expand our understanding of what's possible.
It's definitely been a mind-bending journey for me. We've gone from declassified documents to underwater mysteries, and honestly, I'm walking away with more questions than answers.
I think that's the nature of exploration, right? The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But that's also kind of the point of a deep dive like this, right? It's about sparking curiosity and getting people to think about the world in new ways.
For sure. And I think the real value in exploring these topics is in the questions they raise. Like what does it mean for our understanding of technology and physics if these objects are real? And what does it say about our place in the universe if we're not alone?
It's like we're on the verge of some major discoveries that could change everything.
I think so too. And that's pretty exciting.
It is exciting, even if it's a little scary at the same time.
True. But I think the potential for discovery outweighs the fear.
Well said. So the next time you look up at the stars or even just look out at the ocean, remember that there's a whole lot we don't know. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and who knows what you might discover.
That's the spirit. Never stop being curious.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of UFOs and USOs. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your minds even more so.
UFO alien disclosure. UFO alien disclosure. UFO alien disclosure. UFO alien disclosure. Let's go.